Hard work and determination are important, but it seems as though we're so busy. We occupy ourselves commuting to and from work, jockeying for the rewards that hard work brings our way, even multitasking as if we weren't busy enough. So often we begin to lose perspective on the one-way track to achievement. Our hearts shout warnings to us. If we don't take time to be with friends or loved ones doing the things that truly matter, if we don't take time to pursue the arts or other things that make life beautiful, the meaning begins to drain out of life, leaving us feeling numb inside. When I saw this image created by Matt Dixon, I felt inspired to create a piece that would remind me on a daily basis to always remember and value what is most important in life. Because of the large size of this project, I had to glue 7 pieces of 1x4 yellow pine together, then smooth the sides to create the head and the chest. Thanks to my fancy, high-tech circle drawing device, I traced the circumference of the circles. Then after I trimmed the excess from the corners, I began the process of final rounding and smoothing of the wood for the chest and the head. Using my circle drawing template to get the size and shape just right, I went to work hollowing out the eyes. In my mind, even though the eyes are blank black holes, they are one of the crucial parts of this sculpture because of the message this piece conveys. Now I begin the process of making the various joints that will connect the robot's bones. Since there are more than a dozen and quite a few different shapes, I sure had my work cut out for me. I knew going into making this piece that the size of the robot would create some support and stability issues, so I decided to make the robot's boots fairly heavy to be able to hold the piece firm. When we had this absolutely beautiful afternoon during our fall break from school, I just couldn't resist getting outside to do some carving by the fire pit. It sure was hard concentrating on my work with all the beautiful leaves and the ever-faithful Larry on patrol to make sure no one left any spilled food on the ground. With my family, all this, and a nice pot of beans set to boiling over the fire, For me, it just doesn't get a whole lot better. After the size and scope of some of the other parts of the robot, these parts for the antenna were quick and easy work. The hands, and then later the fingers, presented challenges because not only did the hands have intricate angles that needed to be sanded down, but the fingers were different shapes as well. The paintbrush was a fun little side job to make for this piece, and I even remembered to drill the hole for the handle before I began rounding and shaping the metal ferrule on the brush. This part of the process, drilling holes in joints already shaped and sanded, was easily the most nerve-wracking part of this process. I had to wait until I knew where to drill holes for the robot bones to fit. When it came time to paint, I realized I had a difficult task ahead of me. The only color readily available out of the tube was straight silver, and I didn't want this robot in any way to resemble the Tin Woodsman from The Wizard of Oz. So I had to mix just the right amount of silver, black, and dark blue to help portray a cold, unfeeling robot trying very hard to be human. After several days and nights of connecting all the joints and waiting for wood glue to dry, I finally got to connect the head. To add a realistic touch to this piece, I dabbed small sections of the robot with burnt sienna, then used a dry finger to rub it into the robot's paint to create the look of rust. I needed to create a drip of paint coming from the freshly painted heart. And, as Murphy's Law clearly demonstrated, when you want a paint drip, nothing happens. When you don't, it's Niagara Falls. Just making sure he can hang on to the bucket. And hold on to the paintbrush. With the last added detail of a belly button, I can finally call this piece complete. I entitled this piece, Hearts Are For Everyone. I'm so grateful to have the family, friends, and co-workers in my life that I do. Without them, I surely would feel like this robot. But, in another special way, my newfound love of wood sculpting has also opened up other avenues in my life to help me always remember what is most important in life. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to click on the red subscribe button at the bottom of this window to get updates on new videos of my artwork.